Hey nerds, and welcome back to Traffic Lights Part 4. Alright, we did some staging in the last episodes. We learned a bit about general structure of a program. Let's get into optimizing. In the current state, the program has these three functions over here. They represent the four stages of our traffic lights. If we look into these functions, we see, well, they're pretty much the same. This is not a big difference here. We only change the values of the LEDs and sometimes the time. So, is there a way to not repeat this stuff all the time? Well, for this we need some kind of a sequencer, I'd say. And we need a way to store these information, which LED should be active, which LED shouldn't be active. So, how do we do that? The obvious way to store this information into some kind of a list is an array. Why it's not called a list, I have no clue. Ask the gods of C++. I don't know. It's an array, which is a list. So let's build one of these arrays. As with every variable in C++, an array needs a type, of course. So since we only have on and off stage, we can go the cheap way and use a Boolean array. So this is bool. And then we call it, say, traffic lights phases. We won't be able to use a one-dimensional array, so we'll use one with 2 dimensions. The first dimension will be defined by the number of elements we put into the array, but for the second dimension I have to tell the array that it will have 3 entries. So let's go for this. This is the array. And don't forget the semicolon after the array. In this array, we need the stages of the 3 LEDs. Let's go for this. So, wait, we could go for 4. Let's use the English system and the Düsseldorfer system. So we have, think of it, the 3 LEDs would be RGB. So this would be RGB. This is the first stage. Every entry must be separated by a comma. So let's do that. And let's comment over here, say RYG. Did I say RGB? I said RGB. I meant RYG. So let's copy this, of course, 4 times. We don't need the comment over here, and over here, and over here. And we don't need the last comma. So this is nice. Okay, let's define 1, 0, 0, so this is a red phase. Then we have a red-yellow phase. Then we have a green phase. And of course, we have a yellow phase after that. So this looks nice. Let's try if the compiler likes this. If we don't have a typo in here, let's see what happens. Okay, the compiler doesn't complain about anything, so we have the syntax right. This is good. Right. Let's do a function for that. I call it traffic light sequencer. And this is a normal function. Let's go this way. Let's go that way. And in here, we don't need much. We only need a for loop with, say, 4 stages. And wait, I'll write this and I'll explain when it's done. Yeah, I do this all the time. I set my brackets before I fill them in, because that way I can't forget a bracket. So we use a uint8 because it's a simple counter, and let's call this traffic lights state pointer. I know, self-explaining variable names, they are long. And this should start at 0 because every array starts at 0. Please remember this. And now I'm going to copy this monster here because I don't want to type this anymore. So this should be count up to 4. And of course, it should be incremented every time the loop runs. So now we go here, and I steal this over here. And instead of setting this high or low, I simply grab the value from my array. And I do this way. Let me steal that one. And let me steal that one again. And now I know that the red LED is on the 0th position, on the first position. So this is number 0. This is number 1, and this is number 2. So this should be our whole sequencer. I don't want to trash these right now because maybe we need them for something. So I'll simply rename the loop to something like this. And I create a new loop. And in this loop is nothing much in there because I only call the... well, where's this monster? That traffic light sequences. That should be all. So let's see what happens. I'll compile it and send it directly to the CPU. Yeah, this is a classic typo. So uint 8. I should have waited for the color to change over here. So let's do this again. And there we have our upload. And nothing's happening. Yeah, did you spot it? It's so easy to see when you know what to look for. Of course, we need other LEDs on here. This should be yellow. And this should be green. And of course, to see a traffic light phase, we maybe should add a delay over here. And so I'll grab this over here. Where is it? There is it. Wait time, base time. Let me extend this a bit. And drop this over there. And do a compile and see what happens. And hell yeah, there we have our traffic lights. And I feel at home because this is a Düsseldorfer traffic lights. Yeah. All right, let me clean up a bit here over here. We don't need this, we don't need that. And now we can get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. Kill. And we can get rid of the old loop. So this can go too. We'll still need that. Wow, this is nice. Now we have a sequencer for all our stuff. This over here defines what we are going to show in what sequence. Perfect. There's one problem that remains. What about the timing? We had this nifty thing where we could set the time. So let's think about this in the next episode. Hope this was fun for you and hope you learned a bit. So see you in the next one. Bye-bye.